Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. We are on point 29, the principle of seeing the signs of the end. This has everything to do with commanding an ancient martial arts army and being able to see when to fight to the death or commit suicide. Okay, so if you truly are in the spirit of God and the world's been overrun by Satanists, which is basically the scenario, obviously the scenario actually, you have to say, hey, okay, either they're going to leave me alone and let me live in peace, and if they've been persecuting me, compensate me so I can live in peace and not be homeless trying to rely on Satanists, and or have a home trying to rely on Satanists, but have enough money to kind of be independent, have true self-determination, not controlled opposition, theater, arts, psychology, propaganda, garbage, but in truth, not in fakeness, not in government propaganda versions of truth, which are just lies. Then you have to be ready to either fight to the death or die. This is obvious. Even the corrupt slave-owning American founding fathers and their despicable allies said, give me liberty or give me death. And of course they're referring to satanic liberty, being under the control of white supremacists and Jews and LGBT people who wear wigs and disassociate from reality and live the theater arts and so on and so forth. Okay, but you should be willing to prefer death on the drop of a hat rather than assimilate. And if you don't know that, my goodness, this is one of the most obvious things ever. So again, point 29, the principle of seeing the signs of the end, right? See the signs. This has everything to do with commanding an ancient martial arts army and being able to see when to fight to the death or commit suicide. Assimilation into the evil world is not an option. Seeing is believing, as they say, in terms of leaving, not just believing, but leaving, to be leaving, to be leaving. Seeing is believing, as they say. 30. The principle of the fact that the morally precise commandments of the Son of God, who is also called the Royal African Falcon top martial artist, are superior to all the arguments of everyone else put together. If the whole world were to say that the female who is the closest to virtue, because none of them are doing the right thing, mind you, should be raped daily by 10 males, should their selfish and complex derived collective demands overrule my first point again. So if a bunch of people said that a female who is the closest to being a righteous female should be raped daily by 10 males because she's the closest to being righteous, should their collective stupidity, should their selfish and complex derived collective demands overrule my first point, which is, there's a reason why I put it first. That point I'm 100% satisfied should go first. One must put the highest cause above all things. This means that character must be the central point, and true character only comes from universal pinpoint and moral precision. Everything else in this isn't necessarily something that's that's ordered by importance. It's not necessarily. Okay. So there, obviously the answer is no, right? My first point transcends their collective judgment. They can cry about how they think evil magically doesn't exist and how they're moral relativists and trash like that, but it doesn't in reality transcend my first point and just makes them some kind of sniveling beta inferior genetics having garbage. If you don't know that, my goodness, it's just pawn scum. It's primitive trash using technology like a beaver to pretend it's superior to the falcon and the leopard. It's fucking retarded. Anyway, so where was I? People live in a way that reflects their heart's belief that their opinions transcend my commandments, which is stupid, right? And as such, the ugly spirit of mass rape, mass murder, and other evils is showing itself through them. Again, people live in a way that reflects their heart's belief, their belief that their opinions transcend my commandments. And as such, the ugly spirit of mass rape, mass murder, and other evils is showing itself through them. We have seen the phrase heaven's mandate misused all throughout history. Only the dumbest of attractive females should need to be told that rejecting me is against divine law and basic human decency. Look at the masses of pure evil scum that have brought down the world. Is this not proof enough for you all that the so-called romantic judgment of attractive females in society at large is pitiful and an abomination? Right? Look at the people of the world. Look at these cowards. Look at how they define themselves. Look at their motives. Weigh their heart to the best of your ability and ask yourself, is that not proof that the so-called romantic judgment of attractive females has laid people waste, all but me and my parents are blameless? Would you misquote the Bible with a figurative log in your eye and say that I should not judge when there is not even a figurative speck in my eye? Perhaps you would use the neocolonial scale when the governing class is ordering the rape and murder of countless people as well. Would you, who cannot get angry without not being able to think straight, have your petty emotions cause the most righteous man ever harm when you have not even the beginning of a logical argument as to why you should be able to hurt me? Okay, so again, would you, who cannot get angry without not being able to think straight, have your petty emotions cause the most righteous man ever harm when you have not even the beginning of a logical argument as to why you should be able to hurt me? How selfish, careless, shallow, childish, evil, foolish, and petty can one be? Why did not a single one of you see righteousness in me? While you were dancing to the governing class's devil tune for mere money, which is a bootlicker's pittance, did you think that maybe you should honor God? Okay, so while you were dancing to the governing class's devil tune for mere money, which is a bootlicker's pittance, did you think that maybe you should honor God?